Welcome to another edition of BATV. We're here at the Australian Open. It is day 2 and it was a very eventful day 1 with the men's singles draw being completed, and it was a bit of a graveyard for some of the key players in the men's draw. This man next to me, Aron Sherriff, got through day 1, but he didn't get through day 2 with a surprise defeat, it's fair to say, with Michael Sims, the Tasmanian 16-year-old. And Aron, mate, you had your best tested today.
Yeah, no, Michael was fantastic. Thoroughly deserved the win. You know, he's one of the up-and-coming talents in Australia. It's great to see them, you know, playing in events like this, and I'll get to see more of him at the Trans-Tasman in a couple of weeks. So, no, full credit to him. Deserved the win, and you know, disappointing not to go further, but that's the way it goes.
Day 1, we learned, of course, of some of the key players. We're talking about Leif Selby, Brett Wilkie didn't get through, Barry Lester didn't get through. It was an interesting day 1, and day 2 sort of played out a little bit more to the schedule. Yeah,
definitely. You know, there's a lot of talent in Australia now, so you know, they've got to go through a pretty arduous task of getting to this event with the qualifying and all that sort of thing. So they're, you know, match ready to really test everyone, all the seeds that are in it. So you know, I think although it's not good for the top players to be knocked out, but it's great to see so much potential in Australian bowls.
You talked about the Trans-Tasman briefly, and obviously we've got a development squad and an under-18 squad going across there. So the selectors have selected a number of young guys and young girls to actually represent Australia, and they're the next wave of players coming through. You know, we obviously know of Leif Selby's second retirement, so there's some spots to fill. Yeah,
definitely. You know, I think it's really exciting. I've never been on a tour with 30 players before, so I'm really looking forward to that. You know, it's a good chance for the Open squad to sort of step up and mentor some of these guys to come through and eventually take our place. Hopefully not too soon, but you know, it's a good spot for us to be in, and really looking forward to that trip.
Tell us a little bit about what happens out in the green when you're playing someone like Michael. Obviously, you know you're going to be teammates towards the middle of March, and obviously there's some good camaraderie out there amongst some guys who you see regularly. What sort of conversations and what sort of chat do you have out there on the green?
Yeah, no, well, that's the first time I'd met Michael, so you know, we didn't have a lot to talk about, and you know, obviously on the green it's fairly competitive. So no, but I got to know him after the game, and a really good young kid. You know, as soon as we finished, I said, "You want a drink?" And you know, I don't really think I've ever heard that from a junior before. So you know, he's really switched on, and you know, like I said, just looking forward to getting amongst some of these young kids that are coming up, and hopefully can pass on a bit of my knowledge to them.
The rest of the tournament now for you, pairs is still going well for you with Mark Casey. You play again this afternoon and hopefully get through to another match tomorrow. Form in that discipline's going well? Yeah,
you know, we had a really good win last night, but we've got future Mr. Lindsay Armitage and Anthony Fantini, who are 2 great players in our next game, so that's going to be really, really tough. So hopefully we can get through that this afternoon and then move on to tomorrow. And then, yeah, into the triples with Barry Lester as well, so still got something to play for.
Tell us a little bit about this tournament, the Australian Open. It goes for a week, but it's pretty heavy lifting for you guys across 3 disciplines if you do play the 3, and not much to break in between.
No, you know, like if you're good enough to get through to the pointy end of all 3 events, some pretty long days, and especially as hot as it is, you know, it takes it out of the players. So you know, whoever wins these events definitely deserves it.
Tell us about the conditions. It is hot, wind's blowing up a little bit now as we speak. It's sort of late in the afternoon. How have the conditions been so far, and what sort of challenges have they confronted you with?
Yeah, no, you know, obviously it's summer, so we expect the heat, but it is rather hot, and you know, it hasn't been too hot up my way, so it's no, it's nice to get a bit of summer weather, but you know, the wind obviously makes it really tricky, especially today on the green. You know, it was a bit of a headwind, so downwind it was okay, but with the wind in your face it makes it real tough. So, but you know, everyone's got to play in it, so just make the most of it.
Australian Open now, Trans-Tasman in March. I'm going to fast forward you even further to April with the Bowls Australia Hall of Fame and Awards Night. You are the reigning International Bowler of the Year, Male Bowler of the Year, and again you're back to try and win International Bowler of the Year as one of the finalists. Exciting times that night too, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Great initiative from Bowls Australia to put an awards night on like this. You know, to get a bit of recognition for what the players are doing throughout the season. So, you know, to be nominated again for the International Bowler of the Year, which is, you know, voted on by your peers, is a great honour, and to be regarded that highly by your teammates is just awesome, really.
good feel around this event too, given that it's during the Australian Siders Championships in Bendigo this year on April 27, the night is. All the states come together, the Hall of Famers get their support from their particular state of those who are inducted. There's good feel around the community when the Australian Siders is on.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, you talk to the players that have been involved in that before, and it's definitely one of the events that we really look forward to. There's a lot of history in it, and it's great to catch up with your interstate mates, and for some of it, it's the only time we get to catch up. So, we really look forward to that. It's a great competition, and to move the awards night to that week is a great idea. And also, the Hall of Fame awards too. We hear about a lot of these legends of the sport, but we've never really met most of them. So to have that opportunity to meet them as well and hear about their stories is fantastic.
Mate, you're about to go out and play this afternoon, so wish you well and we'll let you go.
No worries, thank you.
There he is, Aron Sherriff, the International Male Bowler of the Year, one of the finalists for this year, and he was one of the casualties today in the men's singles draw at the 2013 Australian Open.